President Emmanuel Macron has called a snap election. He dissolved the lower house of France's parliament in a surprise announcement, sending voters back to the polls in the coming weeks to choose legislators. This comes after his party was handed a humbling defeat by the far right in the European elections. The legislative elections will take place in 2 rounds, on June 30th and July 7th. The announcement came after the first projected results from France put the far-right National Rally Party well ahead in the European Union's parliamentary elections, handing a loss to Mr Macron's pro-European centrists, according to French opinion poll institutes. Marine Le Pen, anti-immigration nationalist party, was estimated to get around 31% to 32% of the votes, a historic result more than double the share of Mr Macron's Renaissance Party, which was projected to reach around 15%. Mr Macron himself was not a candidate in the EU's elections, and his term as president still runs for 3 more years. He said that the decision was serious, but showed his confidence in France's democracy in letting the sovereign people have their say. The president said in the next few days he'll be saying what he thinks is the right direction for the nation. He noted that he has heard the nation's message and concerns and won't leave them unanswered. In the latest legislative elections in 2022, Mr Macron's centrist party won the most seats but lost its majority at the National Assembly, forcing legislators into political maneuvering to pass bills. With Sunday's decision, Mr Macron is taking a big risk with a move that could backfire and increase the chances of Mrs Le Pen eventually taking power. A scenario in which an opposition party would eventually win a parliament majority could lead to a fraught power-sharing situation called cohabitation, with Mr Macron to name a prime minister with different views. Ms. Le Pen, who leads the National Rally Group at the National Assembly, welcomed Mr Macron's move, saying that they are ready for it. The EU election results were a hard blow for Mr Macron, who has been advocating for Europe-wide efforts to defend Ukraine and the need for the EU to boost its own defenses and industries. The National Rally's lead candidate for the EU elections, Jordan Bardella, campaigned for limiting the free movement of migrants by carrying out national border controls and dialing back EU's climate rules. The party no longer wants to leave the EU and the euro, but aims to weaken it from within. If you want to stay updated with the latest on this story, follow CTAM across all our social media platforms or download our app.